가고 있나? 술 마시나?
에?
Careful.
여기가 아닌가? 여기 있구나.
Da kann man nichts machen.
Innkeeper, a beer!
What? Huh? I must be mad.
What? Leave him be! You'll kill him!
Give it to him!
Now!
I'm starting to think someone wants...
안 돼! 이게 딱 들켜? 까비요. 아깝네.
Needles, thread, pig!
자, 2시간 후. 근데 내 1,000원이 있을까?
Good boy.
이게 의문이긴 함. 내 1,000원을 그대로 가지고 있을까?
Was für ein...
I'm sorry.
얘 여기서잖아?
My God, what's taking so...
맞다. 총일 좆됐네.
Do not forget
I
about that
apologize.
council assembly.
오늘이었어 그게? 영실 웨이터 보자. 영실 웨이터의 바지. 매력이 존나 떨어지네. 여긴가?
Franta Cooldown sent me.
Franta's not coming.
He got as drunk as a lord. Totally pie-fa-
I might have expected. Once, he turned up with a hangover. I told him if that ever happened again... Oh, well... You'll have to take... We can't be without a waiter here. So, let's have... Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure.
여기 있습니다.
Everything's in order. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic, you have... You can put your steel aside in front of the council. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around. Everything as it should be. Do you know what your duty for an inexperienced greenhorn like?
뭐든 외우겠습니다.
I'll happily listen to any advice.
I should certainly hope. Now listen. A good
언제든
waiter
부름에 응할
should
준비가
stand in a
돼.
corner,
태도로 통역을
look
방해하지
willing
않게
and
구석에
ready.
서 있어야
In
된다.
short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarzhitz stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Remember who wants what?
That too, but more importantly, do not disturb the councillors at their work. They have a lot to discuss. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind and deaf.
Oh? I thought I...
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No understood?
Absolutely. I'm a waiter after all.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on us, but you'll manage it.
I know everything I need to.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load.
알겠습니다. 주문 서비스 품질.
The city reserves are in
잠깐만.
need of new weapons. Our current Waffen
There are the pictures of wine.
and on top of that, the army
Hopefully I'll...
Hey, boy, a full cup of monastery wine.
reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain.
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that
I apologise, sir. Which wine?
Red! Am I speaking in Latin?
어, 예, 예.
Can you believe it?
Careful.
나와.
You're the one who should know where they got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Swedish? All I'm saying is that they had them in their gods.
Come now, waiter. I wanted red.
Outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And her König surely
왜 술을 안 따르냐?
What is it, Eldris?
아니, 안 되는데?
You smell a deal?
아,
Sir?
What I smell is that you're stopping here. Do not realize.
Thank you, waiter.
This is. The dry devil is running free. There are Hauptpriester everywhere in the region.
너 여기서 뭐 해야 되는데, 나? 시중을 들어라. 아, 시중만 들면 돼.
The army is bearing down, and you want to defend yourself with a few rusty helmets. And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund providing us with protection, isn't it? It's not that long ago that some bandits burned down Bohunavik.
Waiter, get me white.
Or as far as I
White.
even started investigating. The König has
Careful.
no concerns at home, and
자르
one day he
지체하다.
will withdraw his army.
어?
I'd like to oblige,
The
but
king may turn up at any
not.
moment.
This is
What have he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brute?
You're right, Eldris.
Hey, waiter,
But where
pour
can
me
we
some
get the
monastery
coin
wine.
for better equipment?
스톤 와인?
Confiscate the property of the king's enemy.
됐다.
Nick Barth?
어? 어? 스톤 와인 축포도 주냐?
Monastery wine here.
waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this
Yeah,
town
but
will
Stone
rise
Wine-
against him. He'll take
백포도
the
주였다,
arming of the
백포도 주.
city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Hauptpriester?
Monastery wine here.
Sorry?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will
I can't believe this.
afraid I see
Can't you tell red from white, waiter?
We shall wait and see
I
what
apologize,
His Majesty
sir.
thinks about the matter.
아,
Maybe we
적포도
can change his
주구나.
mind.
오케이, 오케이. 스톤 와인은
I'd like to
적포도.
report to the honorable council on the
뭘로
cleanliness
까먹었네.
of the city
백포도
and the
주고
state
있지.
of the public baths.
You mean baths or
Hey, waiter, pour me some monastery wine.
Isn't it the same thing?
So, the cleanliness of the city is not
sorry, sir.
what it should be.
Orders from
Current
above.
baths
This
in the
is
city
unbelievable.
fall far
아니, 안
short
된다고,
of covering
너는.
the citizens' needs.
All right. We do have the new bathhouse.
More wine, Master Bailiff.
And old ones. But I hear the Hoppring baths are more of a pigsty.
They still are a bit, but the quality went downhill.
I
Yeah,
need
yeah.
something from you. There
Yeah.
is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And
예,
what is it?
어떤 물건입니까?
Silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
And all the other baths would chip in with their tax.
Where can I find this goblet?
Use your eyes and come right.
important.
The need for cleanliness and
Careful.
citizens' health should not be underestimated.
Nor overestimated. If someone needs to wash, there's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave
Nice.
and take a...
Whose silver might this be?
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a...
So,
Have you
did you...
forgotten the Black Death?
여기 있습니다.
Master.
Not so loud. And now go back to your...
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black
sorry.
Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least
fancy
until His
some
Majesty
Tokai.
honours us with his
Refill, boy.
visit. And as we know,
Kai?
Gunslin
Kai 뭐야,
absolutely
이게?
hates
모르겠지, 뭐.
him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm
Haven't we
speaking
met
about the
before?
Rutard incident.
face is
You were
familiar.
there, weren't you?
Oh,
I don't think so, sir.
just a small
sure I'd
misunderstanding.
remember.
We've sorted it out.
Could I be mixing you up with someone else?
My ears must be deceiving me.
Back to work.
Are you defending Rutard? Besides,
I'm sorry.
if his men
I
attacked
wasn't paying
yours,
attention.
as I've heard, then we have a good
Yep.
reason to punish him.
What happened there?
Hey!
Leave nothing out.
Full
I
cup of
don't like
monastery wine.
Rutard, true,
Oh.
but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city
예,
gossiped
알겠습니다.
about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you?
Sir?
That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard
Thank
will
you,
cause
waiter.
any trouble.
Yep.
He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the
Still-
king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing
Hey,
happened,
waiter.
there's no
Pour
point
me
in
some
dwelling
monastery
on it.
wine.
Let's move on.
아,
I'm
예.
sorry, Andreas, but I wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the
Sir?
whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Well, thank the
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened?
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement.
그 얘기하는 거구나.
But we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild
I'm
and
sorry.
do whatever they want.
I wasn't paying
suspect
attention.
the gentleman from the city's sword
Hey,
fighting
boy,
school
a
brought
full
this
cup
custom
of
to
monastery
us.
wine.
It's now run by the German Menhard. Who knows who that fellow is?
뭐?
Don't be
무슨 와인?
ridiculous, Forsucker. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse
Come
swordsmaster
now, waiter.
without
I
a shred
wanted
of
red.
proof.
그래
We're
그래
not
그래.
some old fishwives in the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by
Sir?
the bailiff. And that's that.
어,
There are more pressing matters to deal with.
me.
More pressing, open contempt of the whole town
As you wish.
garrison. The guards
Sir
are apparently
Ulrich.
settling accounts their own way.
I don't
We'll
want to
soon
see
be
you
the
again.
laughing stock of the whole town.
Hey!
You
Waiter!
can rest assured the whole town
Refill,
is
sir.
already
You
laughing
think I
at
come
us.
to the
All
council
day
I
long.
apologize.
wine?
I'm
Come
What
here!
if they have one more reason?
My
그래,
words
또.
exactly.
네,
The town
맞습니다.
can't.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
All right. I'll get them.
I knew I could count. While you're at it,
벽화에 날개 달린
count how
영상이 몇 개
many
있는지
figures on the
세워둬.
mural have wings.
But why?
Because I'm bored. And because I told...
진짜 이 새끼 아니야. 아, 이 새끼들 진짜 싹 다 죽일까. 아우.
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
날개 달린 사람이 몇
That was
명이지?
easy enough. And he wanted me to count the winged figures.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. 열하나, 열둘, 열세. 열셋?
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying.
So, let's...
I found your gloves, sir.
Really? And did you count those wings?
어?
I counted 16, sir.
And did you count all the monsters?
Oh.
I'll go back to serving wine.
As the eternal dispute over the cathedrals. The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, there are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settle.
Hey,
right under our noses.
Pour me some monastery
Just
wine.
a village with a monastery, and they are going to mock a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen. Start with night shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on?
Sir?
Are the experts from far off supposed to work in the city?
You, lad! You look
Besides,
familiar to me.
I get the feeling
Have
there's
we
something
met?
other than the welfare of the city behind your
I go to your
complaints.
tavern almost every day.
Do you?
Really?
And what
Then
would
you
that
must have
be?
decent wages to be able to visit the best tavern in town regularly.
Altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
When hell freezes over, my friend, your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Tokai,
Excuse me.
and a full
You
cup.
wanted to buy
Okay.
yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well,
Good.
I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obring.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Hey, waiter, pour me some
This
Thai.
is news to me. Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
Thank you, waiter.
왕이 안 오시네.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Gyurcsák össze! A legjobb katonákat, és kelkinek útra!
아, 딱정보다. 그렇게 생겼구만. 예. 안 따라드리고 엘리야.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Like this man of false!
어이구. 한편 같은 시간 라보르슈 요새. 나 얘로 플레이하는 거야 또?
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms.
10년 전.
20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject.
그 프랑스인은 누구죠?
Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malachov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And Donna.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
랍비와 그의 호의에게 인사하다. 랍비 예우다. 사무엘?
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Are you looking for friends among us?
Let us say rather that we have chosen a side. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. We did not get off to a very good start.
Maybe you'll get to know each other better. He should be coming here later, by the way. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Copula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other Mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Good health.
L'chaim.
그니까 얘가 내 형제다. 이보. 아클렌.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
만나서 영광입니다.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off.
어쩌다 말레쇼프에 갇혀있다.
How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
놀랍게도 있답니다.
You're quite mistaken, Monsieur Baron. I have.
Ah, je suis désolé. This Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands, children, and even women fighting. But the clergy? Sainte Mère, do tell me about it. No doubt you fought on the side of truth and honor.
코소보 전투에 참전했습니다.
My last big battle was in Kosovo.
I've heard of this battle. Many great men fell there.
Aye. And it was there I decided it was nothing for me. So I settled down in the presbytery in Ujits.
Then, what are you doing here at a meeting of opponents of the crown?
Ah, the Lord moves in mysterious ways.
어딜 여행해 보셨습니까?
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
You say you're a poet. How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a farce to you? Is a poet? I think not.
어이구. 그래요. 마르낭과 지슈카도 왔네. 지슈카랑 마르낭.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
어이구.
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
아이고, 개판이구만.
I'm not going to die.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
보여.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. but it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein, and you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
It depends what it's all about.
A little delicate diplomacy. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings.
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.